This is Melanie here from Root to Rise Wellness, and I am here because I am going to show you what I am making in the kitchen this morning and why it's awesome. So here I have a bowl, and it has 2 hard-boiled eggs, 2 potatoes, 2 carrots that have all been cooked, some green peas, and some olives, and all of this is cooked. And I am making a healthier spin-off on Russian potato salad. And I'm going to talk while I'm making it about why potato salad is actually really good for you. So I'm going to go ahead and start chopping. The only other ingredient that I have not mentioned that I am adding is like half a bunch of chopped dill. So I am assembling this and going to talk to you about something called resistant starch. So resistant starch is really good for you because unlike other starches, resistant starch does not ferment in the small intestine. It ferments in the large intestine, and it actually helps with blood glucose levels, and it helps with maintaining healthy cholesterol. Studies are even showing that it helps with preventing colon cancer. So resistant starch is really important for us. And I know that there's a lot of talk about carbs, and not all carbs are created equal, and a lot is said in the way they are prepared. So I cooked and cooled these potatoes because the action of cooking and cooling them, at least for a few hours, creates this resistant starch, which is really healthy and also is a prebiotic. And prebiotics don't get enough attention. Prebiotics are basically food for probiotics, and we really need them in our diets to feed the good bacteria. So actually cooking and cooling potatoes feeds your good gut bacteria. And there are other foods that are also examples of resistant starches. And I love that I'm doing a healthy spin-off of this recipe, this Russian potato salad, because my family is from Uzbekistan, and I grew up on Russian potato salad, but not necessarily a healthy version of it. It's loaded with mayonnaise, so I'm doing a healthier spin-off of it. I'm now chopping my carrots, and instead of using regular mayonnaise, I'm using Vegenaise. So it is made from avocado oil, and it's actually egg-free, but I am putting eggs in this recipe, so if you are avoiding eggs, then you would have to take that out. But it's just a healthier option for mayonnaise. So I'm doing that. And so I'm still chopping those carrots. And really love the fact that this classic recipe, which by the way, I've had in many countries, there are many varieties of Russian potato salad that are out there. Typically it is made with pickles, however, I don't have those on hand, so anything kind of salty. I've used capers or olives before. But yes, so I am chopping all my ingredients up, and I was mentioning how important resistant starch is. So good to see you, Heather. So resistant starch, there are other examples. Cooked and cooled potatoes, as I was saying, is one example of a resistant starch. But there are actually other examples of resistant starches. If you eat oats, any kind of oats, that is an example of a resistant starch, but it does need to be, like overnight oats would be an example, so not just cooking and eating warm oats. That will increase the resistant starch content. And same with cold rice, which isn't everybody's favorite, right? But sushi is actually an example. If you have cold sushi of resistant starch, it is better to do brown rather than white rice for the fiber and all that. But yeah, so other examples include green banana. So I'll actually buy bananas that are not ripe, and I will eat them when they're green because that has more resistant starch in it, so that feeds more of my good gut bacteria, and it also helps improve my blood glucose levels, as I was saying. So if you have blood sugar issues, increasing your resistant starch content is a really great idea. And so, let's see, other examples would be legumes. So if you can tolerate those, obviously soaking them and cooking them properly. They're examples of resistant starches. Plantains are an example of resistant starches. So there's lots of different, and actually green peas, which is another item in this recipe, that are cooked and cooled. So that's the important thing, has to be cooked and cooled. That's an example of a resistant starch. Sweet potato would be another example of a resistant starch. That will feed the good bacteria if it's cooked and cooled, as I stated before. And I'm actually almost done chopping all of these. And I would love to hear you guys and any questions that you have, so please let me know. And if you want to email me any kind of question, my email is info@roottorisewellness.org. And basically what I do with clients that I work with who need help with digestion is I create meal plans and do pantry makeovers, talk about healthy substitutions for foods, talk about recipes like this and ways to increase digestibility of foods and what kind of foods to include in the diet for them, because we're all unique, right, for you and your specific, whatever you're going through. And so I do that in my Gut Revive program in my packages, and I do offer a 30-minute complimentary session. So I'm almost done here, and I am actually going to add one thing because the herbalist in me just needs to add something herbalicious. And this is stinging nettle. So I have gloves on, as you can see. It does sting, which is actually good for you. It's good for your skin, but I don't really always love feeling the sting. So I have them. I have it here. I just got it from the garden to show you all. It's stinging nettle and it does sting, so just be aware of that. But I love stinging nettle because it's super high in minerals and vitamins, pretty much like the spirulina of the plant world, and it contains all the vitamins you need, even vitamin K, which is rare to find in plants. And what I like to do I do many things with it. I must have been a stinging nettle in my past life because I'm pretty obsessed with it. It's so high in minerals, great if you're pregnant, great if you're not, just because it's high in minerals and vitamins. Also great for allergies and so many other things. So it's very versatile. And so I use it as medicine, but I also use it in cooking. And what I did was I cut it, hung it upside down to dry, and then just took the leaves. It's called garbling when you strip the leaves off the stalk. I stripped the leaves off the stalk and just ground it in a blender. And I have right here powdered stinging nettle, which is just a green powder. You don't even need to see it, but it's a green powder. So what I do is I add that to foods. So you're just making food thy medicine. And I pretty much add it to everything. And it's great because it's not so strong when it's mixed in with other things. So I'm now adding the final touches to this. I'm doing a scoop of the mayonnaise. And again, I did 2 potatoes, 2 carrots, 2 eggs, dill, half a bunch of dill, did half a can of olives, but pickles are what is typically used, although every country has a version of Russian potato salad that's been a bit different when I've traveled. And then the green peas, and I'm now adding the vegetables and some salt, some Himalayan salt. And then I'm gonna top it off with the powdered stinging nettle, adding even more minerals. And this has protein in it too because of the green peas and the eggs, so it's just a complete, this is my breakfast. And it has all those, those resistant starches from the green peas and the potatoes, which is gonna feed my good gut bacteria. And it's beautiful with all the colors. I'm gonna show you what it looks like in a minute. Super beautiful. I wish you can be here to try it, but it's easy. Just, I did the prep the day before of just having everything cooked, chopped it in the morning, done. So yes, going to add that stinging nettle. I'm gonna scoop it in my bowl. And that's it. So I hope you guys will connect with me. I have a class coming up on October 25th, and it's all about how to stimulate digestion, how to activate the vagus nerve, the 10th cranial nerve, which is really important. And I'll also talk about some carminative or soothing herbs for the gut that decrease gas and bloating, and it's going to be great. So I hope you will join me. It is donation only. So this is, let's see, I'm going to move this camera so you can, this is what it looks like. And I'm going to sprinkle the powdered stinging nettle on top. And it just looks beautiful, it's healthy, and now you don't have to feel guilty about eating a starch or a carb. I really want to disparage that false belief, because there's a lot in the preparation and a lot in how you eat things, and that's just not true that all carbs are bad. So I used to think potatoes were bad. I used to be like you. But now I know, resistant starch, baby. All right, well, thank you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you in the next class or consultation. Have a good day.